Have you ever just wanted to join the military so bad that you got denied and decided to shoot up a recruiting center? Yeah, me neither. What is up, guys? You're tuning into NickyMGTV for another video. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. If you do have questions, always make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, notification bell to make the channel grow. It is appreciated. Thank you. Just want to say that out there. So yes, as some of you guys are dying to join the military, just nibbling at the bits to make sure that you even have a chance and lie at MEPS a couple times. Yes, we do know that you smoked a couple times. It's okay. But this 36-year-old man is trying to join the military and gets disqualified. So let's preface this entire story. No, he's not from Florida. This is actually from North Carolina. And to be honest, this is where I depped out of, or delayed entry program, which is where you join and you wait to actually come into the military and then you ship off from boot camp. And it's from the same area I was from. Now, it looks that there was an armed forces recruiting center in North Carolina where this man was denied the ability to join. If you don't understand the process, typically they will screen applicants at the first initial contact point to see if there are any ineligibility requirements. However, this guy was denied and decided to come back. Now, from the security footage, it looks about 6:20 timeframe PM in the evening. He comes back with the weapon and makes a few rounds into the recruiting center. Now, you're probably wondering, was anyone hurt? First things first. No, there was no one that was hurt during this incident. There were no Army soldiers that were there. So the people that even denied him were not even at the office during this time. And on top of that, there were only Marines and sailors because they're the only ones that actually probably put in the hours. Now, you're probably thinking this isn't even a big deal, but back in the day, there was also another shooting which occurred similar to this, but not for the reason of someone trying to join, but it was an attack on U.S. military, which brought a lot of people out to support local recruiting stations and bring their weapons with them. Now, what we're seeing is we've seen an increase in some of the defense that you've had to ensure for these recruiters as they are not located on a military base. The security there has to be very limited because a lot of them are in shopping centers, but this happened in Tennessee only a few years ago. And actually, I did make a video with somebody that was at that recruiting station back then, and that video got like 2,000 views. I think it said the T word in it, so that's probably why. Now, they did upgrade some of the security at this facility, and they were able to stand behind some of the barricades, which were bulletproof cubicles. Like, when did an office job ever become something that you need a bulletproof cubicle? Why are we even having to need to make bulletproof cubicles? Like, why is this even a thing? That's because there's crazy people. Now, there are some pictures that have shown that some of the rounds made it through one of the doors, and it does look like those bulletproof cubicles actually did stop one of the rounds from making contact with one of the recruiters that was in the station at this time. Also, it should be noted that probably the right person was sitting in the very front where the shooting began, where it was a Marine that was there and was behind that cubicle when the firing started.
First to fight, he's loyal. Honor, courage, commitment. Core values simplify. Oorah, he's a Marine.
First to fight, right? Yeah, you guys can be all egotistical Marines. We get it. Even the recruiting office, you guys are acting like it's whatever. Well, the few, the proud, we get it. U.S. Army recruiting actually did confirm, saying that the suspect in custody had applied to join the Army but was disqualified. What's interesting about this case is that this guy's name is Cooper, and he did have several attempts at trying to join the military. Now, the main issue he had was having to get waivers for some of the criminal activity that he had pursued previously prior to trying to join the military. Go figure, now he's shooting up the recruiting center. This is why we have these types of screenings. Now, Cooper does remain inside the county jail there where he's awaiting arraignment and looks like he's facing several felony charges, which pretty much guarantees, he's never joined the military. He's going to be arraigned on January 7th, and some of these include felony vandalism, felony theft, felony forgery, felony possession of a stolen vehicle, felony larceny, and felony breaking and entering. Also, to add to this, he was cited for a hit and run in 2019. Looking at this, you're like, friendly fire. Friendly, don't fire.
Always gotta be a in the game, always, bro. Hope your mother dies from fucking cancer.
You're trying to be on the same team. Why would you shoot them up? Imagine if this guy like stole his Crunch Bar from a freaking MRE, or he had a pack of M&Ms go missing. If he's this pissed off about this and willing to go to this extreme, imagine what happens when someone just screws him over in the military. And we all know that's bound to happen. Now, a lot of you guys probably do not know this, but I actually do have a friend that has been affected by friendly fire, and why I take this stuff very seriously and why you need to take the mental health screening very seriously. The stress and all of those things that come together in the military will become probably compounding issues for a lot of mental health issues that people have, which is why we have these filters. Now, a lot of people are going to be away from home, wearing a new uniform, new job, like every big life change that can happen, that can also make your stress worse, which can also affect mental health. And that's why people like this shouldn't join. Now, my buddy Jeff that was in the Army, he did leave high school together with me and did deploy to Iraq as a infantryman, 11 Bravo. And there was another guy that was part of his unit that ended up doing friendly fire and taking out some of the people with him. So I'm not going to post any photos or any of that because I don't want to give any attention to Jeff because he has a very personal story and I don't want to put him on blast there. But I will try and get him on the channel to talk about this. This is like 10 years ago, but this is why stuff like this, if this guy was to make it in, makes it a very scary situation because while you're deployed, you're expecting to have that person as your left and right hand man that's going to cover you on your 6 or wherever you need to be. With all these issues that we saw from the previous shooting that occurred in Tennessee and now this one in North Carolina, Southeast America, can you please get your together for once? All the crazy people just like move somewhere else. Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, like let's just move them out to like Wyoming or something. But this is where I get to the point of the video where I want to ask you guys, do you think we should have more security for some of the recruiters that are at these different stations? Obviously, you will have security guards that are out there protecting the parking lot, making sure people aren't parking, maybe being a little bit more visual of a deterrent, right? That way people aren't going to do stuff like this. But what is your thought process? What should we do to maybe up security? Or do you think that we have the appropriate stuff already there? But as always, if you guys do have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.